Hello there everyone and welcome back to the Black Gate of Mordor. A very exciting episode today with lots of progress on the gate itself as well as a few terrain details. Overall, it's a very exciting episode, and without any further ado, let's get started. First thing that I did for this episode was this little section over here. I've added in a little bit of a lava crater right there, and then I've also added in a few new colors. I've been thinking about this for the past couple days, so I started to add some medium nougat as well as some dark orange in a few different areas, mostly because I didn't want this whole area to just be dark brown, and I've been really trying to figure out what accent color to use in the terrain specifically, and looking at Barad-dûr again, trying to figure out what makes that set look so good from kind of a visual standpoint. And they do a good job of mixing in a lot of different colors, but it still feels like it's all kind of blended in together. So with my dark brown, I decided to add in a few of these different colors and kind of spread it out throughout this area. So you guys will have to let me know if you think that'll work for the full battlefield area. Here's the lava pit right here using kind of the orange, translucent orange, as well as some trans red as well. So I've got it in a whole bunch of different layers and kind of creating a little bit of a crater technique that I use sometimes for different kind of trench builds and stuff like that. But this time layering it with kind of the translucent pieces, and then as the layers go up, it goes from the translucent pieces to the dark orange to the medium nougat to the brown, kind of creating a little bit of kind of a lava pit area right here. Again, you don't see these in the movie, but I've been trying to find ways to add to the battlefield so it's not just a flat area. I really want to add in some interesting elements that kind of still fit into the Middle-earth world. So I think these lava pits work really well and kind of creates a danger area for the troops to fight around, and it just breaks up the terrain because having this all just be one color and kind of not very much level variation in the terrain, I really think this helps. So here's what I've got so far for this episode, and it's time for me to continue to work. Also got two more Gundabad orcs, so here's kind of my little mini Gundabad squad. I think they'll fit in pretty well with this kind of Mordor environment. These torsos I think work really well for orcs, as well as the face printing. I think it works really well. So I gave a couple of them armor. I've switched out a few of the different legs, given some helmets and different things like that, and I think they work really well for orcs. I'm not too sure about kind of the olive green legs. I'll probably end up switching those out for dark brown, and I think that'll be a really nice minifigure. They already come with some armor as well. So these were fairly cheap. I'm not sure the Bricklink price. I just found these kind of at a local store. So look for these if you want to build some orc minifigures. They've got great torsos and kind of a great face print as well, and a good color. The legs are kind of the only thing you may want to replace. So again, I'm just going to kind of be giving you guys hopefully some tips and tricks on how to build your orc army, because they are really expensive and I'm having to build them as well. I tried to find these random minifigure parts and kind of bolster my forces, since they're the Lord of the Rings minifigures are tough to find. So just a quick little update on some more minifigures, and it's time to get back to building now. Okay, and I've also been doing a little bit of work here on the wall, as this will be the main thing I'm working on for this episode. I've got these pillars right here. Every once in a while using some slope pieces. I think those look pretty good. I found these massive kind of slope pieces. They're really unique piece, so I really want to try to figure out how to use those. So I've kind of placed them here, just kind of an idea of what I'm thinking about. I really like these tall pieces. I think they'll look good on the wall as kind of built-in fortification type things. Here's the pillars right here. Nothing too special, just using some different slope pieces and cheese slopes, and then some bricks as well, and I think it kind of creates a cool kind of pillar look that'll break up the wall, so it's not just a flat kind of 1x4 wall. So I'm going to continue to work and try to figure out how I can implement these larger pieces, and maybe it won't work, but that's part of the process. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to work, and up to you guys if I have anything cool here in a little bit. So before we start on this episode, I'm really trying to figure out for the main gate what style to do, whether to do it off the movies or off some illustrations or kind of what is described in the book. And what I've kind of come to realize is I really want to do the style similar to this set right here, Barad-dûr. I love it so much, and I love the style that kind of Lego's done here, with mostly this kind of black and then some dark orange and brown and small things kind of throughout the whole build, especially with the lava down there as well with that color scheme. So what I'm going to try to do, and I kind of already did it with the tower from last episode, is I'm going to kind of do it in a similar vibe and style to this set right here, so it kind of matches. So mostly going to be a black kind of structure, a black wall, as well as some dark orange and brown and other things like that. And then I'm also doing some new stuff with the terrain to kind of have it fit somewhat with kind of how they did the lava in this set and kind of the terrain down there. So that's what I've been thinking about in the past couple weeks here. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, lots of progress here since the last update. Now you can kind of see the style I'm going for, how it's kind of matching the Barad-dûr Lego set. So here's what we've got. I went back and forth between the dark orange and the brown and the gray. dark gray, and what I settled on was I think the dark orange looked the best, and it kind of matched the best with what I have with the tower over there as well. So I've got some slope pieces kind of on these pillars right here, these kind of interesting kind of roof tile slope pieces, which are really cool. I really like them a lot, like these. So I've got those kind of up on the pillars, and I've also got some spikes right there, as you can see, and those kind of big slope pieces as well going up there, and a couple of torches up there as well. I thought that was kind of cool. The main thing I'm not too sure about is this middle portion right here. I've got an archway right there, and it kind of looks like the entrance to the gate, which is not what I was going for because I'm not building the entrance to the gate. This whole mock is kind of like the left side of the gate. It's not the full gate. It's just a portion of it. Like theoretically, it would continue to go for a long ways that way. So I got to figure out, I may rework that to make it look less like a gate and more like part of the actual wall. But here's what I've got, a big update right here, and I'm going to go ahead and work a little bit more on this, and then up to you guys once I have a little bit more progress done. All right, and I got another lava pit done here, so now we have 2 on the battlefield itself. Again, adding these in just because I don't want it to be a flat kind of plain area, even though I know that's kind of how it's in the movie and how it's described a little bit in the book. I actually did get to that part in Two Towers, so I've been able to read a little bit about the descriptions, but for this Lego adaptation, I don't want it to kind of be a flat area. I want to add some different elements. It also could be interpreted that there's lava underneath some of the cracks, like in Return of the King when the ring is destroyed and everything starts to, you know, fall apart. So anyway, just my little adaptation of how to add a little bit more variety into this terrain. So now we have 2 different lava areas. I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to have any more. I think the rest will be more of a flat terrain, but just a couple of these spots here and there to add a little bit of variation and to kind of hopefully make it look a little bit different and stand out a little bit more. A couple of minifigure updates. I was able to get another orc in, which is nice. I've been trying to just find those anytime I get a Bricklink order, trying to see if they have 1 or 2 of any of the orcs that are below $15. I'm not really paying more than $15 for a minifigure, so that's kind of my limit. I've tried to limit myself because I've been needing a lot of these orc minifigures and they get quite expensive. I found this minifigure. I don't know what he's from, but I put a helmet on him and he looks like an orc, so there we go. I also found these cool beard pieces, so I've got 2 of them, and I've got them on some Rohan soldiers right here. I think it's kind of cool. Because in the movies and in the books, you know, they're described with kind of the long hair in the back. Unfortunately, I can't really do that with the helmets, but I'm okay with that because I think these helmets look perfect for these guys. So I was happy to find some of these beards and to kind of give them a little bit of facial hair. And yeah, here's the minifigures. I have 1 more order coming in, so I'll show you guys that when it comes in. So this seller actually had all of these together, which is kind of crazy. I've had a hard time finding Lord of the Rings minifigures in multiples per store where it's not like outrageously crazy priced. So I got all these for about the same price that I've been paying for other orcs of the same minifigure. They're all pretty good condition. The only thing is they're used, so there are a few cracks. I'm finding that's quite frequent with a lot of these older figures. I mean, the line is pretty old now. A couple of Orcai and some Mordor orcs. I think these are like my favorite army builder type orcs. Like a battle pack of these would just be awesome. And I'm just using these Orcai as well for part of the battle. So here we go. Here are the minifigures, and let's continue to build. But before I do, one other thing I got in this order. This seller was absolutely clutch. This is Gandalf the White's torso. Only the torso, which is fine because I have kind of some of the other components, but the minifigure itself, like I said in a previous episode, was crazy expensive, but this torso that I found was actually under $10, which is pretty crazy when the figure itself is like $50 or more. So very happy that I got this torso. I'll be adding him to kind of my purest custom Gandalf the White minifigure, so I was very excited about this. All right, another section of the wall here is done. I've got this kind of unique shape on this side to just make it a little bit different so it's not so flat. I've got the same slopes kind of on both sides there as if the wall would continue to the side right there. And I've got the tiles right there as well. So that's the shape I've been doing for this kind of wall design right there. I've been kind of using some of these slope pieces, which have been very interesting. So I've got 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got them connected with some modified bricks to kind of have them sideways like that, and then a little bit more dark orange just to fit in with the rest of the wall. All right, guys, and I've worked more on the wall here on the far side. Here's what I've got for a design. So the back is kind of plain right now, but in the front, I've got kind of a window right here. Trying to kind of go for a similar design to the Mordor Lego set. They do have some of these kind of towers that kind of peek out every once in a while, so I've kind of got my own design here, using some grill pieces in the back, and to kind of show it going a little bit farther there with the door. Up there, I've got a position for an archer to shoot, so that's kind of going to be next episode, is actually working on the walkway. But here's kind of what I've got, a couple different designs there with some interesting, unique pieces. I found kind of these pieces right here. I have no idea what they are, but they are kind of cool. So here's what they look like right here, just to add some detail, and they're on a jumper plate so they can just kind of go sideways like that. And then there's a closer look at the wall itself. For the next episode, I may add some more details to the bottom of the wall right there, but for now, here's what we've got for right here. And I've just got this little section up here, and I'll be able to connect it all the way to the tower. Here's a quick look at the full wall for what I've got so far. I added in some of those pieces from the window as well to the front section right here. So this is what we're looking like with the front section of the wall. Again, the next thing to do is add the rest of the wall so it will connect up into the tower, and that's going to kind of be how it all connects together. But here's what we've got for the wall so far, and then in the next episode I'll be adding the walkway, but for now I just want to get it connected, and then we'll be able to call it an episode after that. But definitely let me know what you think about the wall design so far. Again, kind of doing my own interpretation, and I'm trying to figure out different ways to make it not just flat, and then trying to figure out how to make it match the Barad-dûr Lego set with some of those dark orange elements. And then I think the main thing is I'm wondering if I should change this middle section because I'm still not too sure about it. But the right side and the left side are the new additions. Now it's time to connect it to the tower itself. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work. All right, so the wall is now connected to this part up top here. I have a little bit of a kind of interesting mini watchtower there connected to the actual watchtower. And down here, here's the connecting wall. I wasn't really too sure what to do. I don't have a ton of room to do a lot of details on here because of the mountain right there. So what I did was I put an arch in there, put some masonry behind it to kind of look like it's actually built into the mountain, as if like there's some tunnels and different things in the mountain, which is mentioned in the book, how there's a bunch of these tunnels and pits inside of the mountain, that all these holes where any orc should come out at any moment. And then I've got a couple window pieces in there as well, and then some dark orange, and then also those masonry bricks behind it, just to kind of look like it's in the mountain, like I said. But now the whole entire wall is done, at least for now. And here's the wall all the way across here with the watchtower up there as well. And looking at it now, I really wish I was able to kind of make the other side of this wall, but that's just not possible with the amount of time I have and pieces. I need to focus on Renvar as well. This is supposed to be a smaller mock, and well, what do you know? It's actually gotten to become a quite large mock. So anyway, here's what we've got so far for the wall. Definitely let me know your thoughts and what you think. In this episode. This definitely isn't final. This is kind of more of a kind of seeing what I can do and what exactly the wall will look like. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to do details for kind of a plain black wall, but also trying to add a secondary color with kind of the dark orange and some dark gray. So definitely let me know if you have any ideas. In particular, there's a small section down there where it's just bricks and there's no detail, so I feel like I need something under that window that's a little more detailed. But by adding in some of these slopes and kind of these roof slope pieces, I really hope I was able to get a good amount of detail where it doesn't look like just a plain brick wall. So definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And that is everything for this episode. Here's kind of an overview of the mock so far. Got a decent amount of progress done. For the next episode, we'll see if that's the last one. I may need 2 more episodes. Obviously, there's a lot more left to do, all this terrain and stuff, and then I need to build this mountain up. I'm going to put a cave in there, kind of a little Easter egg room, maybe some orcs hiding in there or something. The main thing I need to do is add the battlements up on top of the wall. There's going to be a whole bunch of pieces of cover and guardrails for orcs to be up there and kind of shooting down at the Men of the West down here, and then also some more minifigures and stuff like that need to come in. And then I'm also hopefully in the next episode, maybe if I have to do another one, but I've ordered a bunch of pieces and I found the instructions for the Nazgul, the Fell Beast build that was part of Barad-dûr. I never got it and it's extremely expensive, but I did find the pieces and some instructions, so hopefully I'll be able to build one of those to include that in the mock. But overall, here's the mock. It's getting quite large. I gotta zoom out here just to get it all in view, but definitely let me know what you think so far, and stay tuned for the next episode, and let's go ahead and get on to the outro. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you did enjoy. A ton of progress in this video, but there's still lots of room for improvement and things to add on and change, depending on what you guys have to say, so make sure you leave your feedback in the comment section below, and I'll be checking those out. Stay tuned for the next couple videos. We've got Renvar mock update videos coming out, and then also the next episode here for the Black Gate. And as always, leave your feedback in the comment section below. Hope you guys have a great day, and remember, one does not simply walk into Mordor.